Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Dazzie's Top 20 Selling Comic Books of the Week, episode 75. And today I'm going to be discussing the best selling comics on eBay for the week ending May the 29th, 2020. Since coverprice.com came on the scene, they've become a go-to spot for watching eBay trends on comics. And they scour thousands of eBay sales to culminate data to spotlight the hottest selling books. Here is this week's top 20, guys. As always, let's find out if you can beat me. Most people normally do. Starting in at number 20 on our list this time round, a book from 1983. Will the film ever arrive? Time will tell. We're talking the New Mutants film, supposedly coming out now at the end of the year. It is the last Fox Marvel film. The book heating up because of it is New Mutants, issue number 1 from 1983. It is a book I have seen in the past in the £5 to £10 range, but usually beat up. Personally, I wouldn't overpay for that book. There's nothing too much in the guts. The first New Mutants solo series. It sold 16 copies, had a 7-day trend of plus 122%, and a high sale CGC 9.8 went for $93. I've stayed away from the trailer, but I am looking forward to the film. I've heard good things. Now, 19 on our list is a book for me that is really criminally undervalued. It is a book from 1977, and I think it was really one of the first Star Wars keys that I picked up. Why? It's a small-time character by the name of Han Solo's first appearance. The book in question is Star Wars issue number 2 from 1977. Yeah, criminally undervalued, this one. We got the first appearance of Luke on the interiors. I got the first appearance of Obi-Wan Kenobi in story. First appearance of Han, Chewie, and the Death Star, among other things. What did it do? Well, it sold 18 copies. It had a 7-day trend of plus 110%, and a high sale CGC 9.0 went for $75. Like I say, it's not a lot of money for this book. I paid £6 for this in February of 2018. It's mid-grade and a pence copy, but it'll do me. Han Solo is my favourite hero. I was devastated what happened in Force Awakens. My favourite villain? Emperor Palpatine, Darth Sidious. He's so pitiful, you've got to like the guy. Number 18 on our list is a book from 1980. It is a book that I did a hot comic book alert about this time last year. It was probably in around about the £20 range. Not the case anymore. Variety mentioned that there's a secret Marvel movie from Sony in the works with director S.J. Clarkson. Now, while the writer admits to not knowing which character will be featured, the report insiders cite that it's of course about Madam Web. And Madam Web's first appearance comes in Amazing Spider-Man issue number 210. Yeah, this is a book that is really on fire at the moment. If you got it for a good price, well done to you, because now not going to be the case. Lately, the book has sold 22 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 95%, and a high sale CGC 9.8 went for a staggering $549.99. I will get that book one day, but I'm not going to be paying crazy money for it. Raws now 60 to 100, and mid-grade, a lot of them. Number 17 on our list, talking about Bronze Age books, is from 1976, and there are new rumours swirling about this character. Same old, same old. The character in question is Nova, and Nova's first appearance comes in Nova issue number 1, like I said, from 1976. The first appearance and origin of the first Nova, Richard Rider. This is a great read. It's also the first appearance of Centurion Nova Prime. It was Roman Day, and he appeared in the Guardians of the Galaxy, the first movie. A lot of other minor first appearances in this book. Yeah, just a great book, and a good speculation book. Of course, the Russo brothers teased he would appear in Endgame, but then admitted it was just a bit of a joke. But he's coming, make no doubts about that, at some point. It sold 28 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 76%, and a high sale CBCS 9.8 went for $780. I paid £20 for this in the back end of 2017. I thought this would be about a 7 to a 7.5. But my friend who knows a lot more than me says this could be a 9 with a clean and a press. That would be fantastic. A pence copy, but a nice copy. Number 16 on our list is a Star Wars book. Another Star Wars book. We are talking Star Wars Adventures Clone Wars issue number 1, the 1 in 10 charm variant, and that comes from 2020. And here it is, guys. That's your book. Not too many new books or recent books make the list these days. It's a variant and it sold 16 copies, had a 7-day trend of plus 135%, and a high sale raw went for $29.99. I've said it before, if my LCSs were open, I still wouldn't get a chance of incentives. They just don't get them in. Now, number 15 on our list, and this is an interesting one. It comes from 2001 from Marvel, and it's a book we'd never expect to see on our list. However, rumours are still swirling that the X-Men and Fantastic Four that are coming into the MC are going to be based on their Ultimate versions, giving this classic alternate X-Men a brand new bump in price. The book in question, Ultimate X-Men, issue number 1 from 2001. Now, I think I might know of a charity shop with a copy of that. If I ever get back out there, who knows? I think we're still a long way off here in the UK from hunting. So it's all about eBay for us. Sadly, nice to see you guys across the pond though, picking up your books. I'd love to get back into those dollar boxes. So, what did that book do? It sold 21 copies. It had a 7-day trend of plus 116%, and a high sale CGC 9.6 went for $51. Very, very affordable. But I wouldn't pay too much for that book. I'm sure you can find it on the cheap. Number 14 on our list is a book. We just spoke about the Fantastic Four, and this is a good book. It is from 1966, and Silver Age is my passion. And it is a big battle between the Silver Surfer and Galactus. And this was a big moment for the Surfer as he defies his master in order to help the Fantastic Four save Earth. And effectively, this is the issue that makes him a hero. From 1966, like I said, and it's a classic cover. Fantastic Four, issue 50. There we go, guys. That's our book. Look at that. So simplistic. But the colours really pop. Love that book. And what did it do? Well, it sold 13 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 196%. And a CGC 8.0 only went for a staggering $1,049. Just a matter of time before Silver Surfer and Galactus come into the MCU. Now, we are sticking with Star Wars, and we are talking Star Wars Adventures Clone Wars issue number 1 from 2020. Here is our book, guys. Here it is, guys. Pretty nice cover, and that is Battle Tales. Star Wars Adventures Clone Wars issue 1 Battle Tales. What can I tell you about that one? Well, it sold 26 copies. It had a 7-day trend of plus 105%, and a high sale raw went for $15. Clone Wars, Star Wars, it's on fire at the moment. Number 12 on our list, and we're talking a book from 1980. And this is a book that has really never stopped selling. And now we're getting another little bump up because Marvel seem to have plans for Moon Knight to eventually join the MCU Avengers. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Moon Knight. My Werewolf by Night issue 32 is currently off being graded. Could be as low as a 5. Could be a 6. It's in that kind of range, I think. One of the first big books I bought. But that is a book now that is way out of the price range for a lot of people. And it's just continuing to grow. When the show drops, I expect that to be in the thousands for a high grade of the Werewolf by Night 32. So the book from 1980 is Moon Knight issue number 1. Again, it's a book that I've seen in the £5 to £10 range in the past, but it's usually beat up. It's also the first appearance of Bushman, who is expected to be a villain in that Moon Knight Disney Plus series. Well, it sold 29 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 98%, and a high sale CGC 9.8 went for a whopping $345. It's not a book I'd overpay for, guys, but if I can find a nice one on the cheap, and I'm sure I will at some point, I'll snag one. I've said it before, I think Werewolf by Night issue 33, the second appearance, is very undervalued. I picked up a mid-grade copy for about £8. Personally, I'd rather have the second appearance than that Moon Knight issue number 1. Now, number 11, the first of our big runners-up to the top 10, is a book from 1988, and just a matter of time before the Wolverine is announced, whether it be a show or into the MCU itself. Probably going to come into the big movies to start with. Hugh Jackman sadly not returning, but that hasn't stopped collectors picking up anything Wolverine. And this book from 1988 has always been a nice key. There's your book, guys. Number 11 on our charts, Wolverine issue number 1 from 1988. Again, a book I see in the £10 to £20 range at cons and things, beat up. If I'm going to pick that one up, it's going to be a nice copy. The first issue of his solo series. It sold 13 copies. It had a 7-day trend of plus 226%, and a high sale CGC 9.8 went for $195. Don't overpay for that one, guys, but it is a nice one. I'm a big Wolverine fan. I saw Hugh Jackman live in concert, and it was a very, very entertaining. He even made a couple of gags regarding Ryan Reynolds while he was on stage. Into the big top 10, guys, and there is no book bigger in the last decade than this one. It is from 2011. We had Into the Spider-Verse, and it was a massive hit. We're getting the sequel, and Miles, like I said, one of the best loved characters of late. Ultimate Fallout issue number 4, the first printing, the first appearance of Miles Morales, of course, the Ultimate Spider-Man. We're getting an Into the Spider-Verse sequel, and he is rumoured to be coming into the MCU or the Sonyverse at some point. This issue is also where the Reed Richards becomes the maker, a turning point where an evil Richards explains his new philosophy of the world to the children of tomorrow. Yeah, some of them are polybagged, mine wasn't. And it's a Death of the Spider-Man tie-in. What did it do? Well, Raws are now averaging around $200, which is insane. I paid £13.90 for my copy in March 2018. I passed on another copy I think I could have got for £15 a couple of years ago, beat myself up. And more recently in February I could have grabbed a copy for £45. Probably could have got it even cheaper, but I let it slip through. Instead went for Into the Spider-Verse issue number 2. But this book is just mental. It sold 31 copies. It had a 7-day trend, plus 103%, and a high sale CGC 9.8 first went for $599.99, and then a few days later, a 9.8, believe it or not, sold for $696. Now, like I said, I'm just getting into grading, and I think this is one of the few modern books I will be sending off. It's very VF, but with a clean and press, who knows? They can work magic, can't they? Number 9 on our list, more Marvel, this time from 2015. Now, while the character of Dr. Aphra is not garnering the coin that Ahsoka's first appearance is garnering right now, believe it or not, a 9.8 of the first Clone Wars issue 1, first Ahsoka, recently sold for over $1,000, which is insane. This character, Dr. Aphra, is still moving books at steady prices. Now, she's yet to be confirmed in a Disney Plus or Star Wars live action movie at the cinema, but there is a Disney Plus female-led Star Wars show coming at some point, and fans are picking up Darth Vader issue 3 because it is the first appearance of Dr. Aphra, who is Chelli Aphra. It's also the first appearance of 000 and BT-1, who is an assassin droid. But it's all about Dr. Aphra, and the book sold 30 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 116%, and a high sale CGC 9.8 went for a whopping $225. A book on the rise. I paid £13.50 for mine, February this year. Had a feeling. Number 8 on our list. And this is a good one. It's an interesting entry, this one. It comes from 2008. We've had a lot of news of late about the character of Jackpot. And it's going to be getting a theatrical release at Sony. Now, while Jackpot does appear in this issue, it's more notably the first appearance of a supposed villain that could be appearing in the Jackpot movie. And that is Menace, aka Lily Hollister. Now, there was no mention of Menace in the press announcement, but there was a lot of collectors who were specking on this book. And that character would be the villain of the Jackpot movie, Amazing Spider-Man issue 550. Yeah, the first appearance of Menace, Lily Hollister. Time will tell, but if you can get it for cheap, I think it's a good little investment. It sold 24 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 151%, and a high sale near mint raw went for $26.25. I paid just £2.08 at the Gloucester Comic Con in the back end of 2017 for that. Don't overpay for it, but it could be a fun little spec book. Now, number 7 on our list, talking of Amazing Spider-Man, is a book from 2014. Yeah, in the same press announcement as the announcement of Jackpot, both Nightwatch and Silk were mentioned in reference to their 2018 announcement. And it is also hoped that they will be getting developed theatrically. Yeah, they're going to be getting their own live action films. And that lit a huge fire under Cindy Moon's first appearance as Silk. In this issue, of course you know it, Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 4. The first appearance of Silk, Cindy Moon, a Korean-American girl who was once bitten by the same radioactive spider as Peter Parker. I love that cover from Humberto Ramos. It's an original Sin tie-in. Now, the book of late has sold 35 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 144%, and a high sale CGC 9.8 went for $149.99. Raw copies now are averaging around about 70. I sold another copy recently in about the 20 to £25 range. One near mint copy actually sold for $100. I paid £3 for this, and that was in the back end of last year at a car boot. It wasn't car boot only for once either, but a great spec book. And I think Cindy Moon is actually in the MCU, one of Tom Holland's classmates. So we move on, and we're talking Amazing Spider-Man again, but this time we are talking that Mark Guggenheim is scripting a Spider-Man universe heroine Jackpot movie, like I said, for Sony Pictures. And this news made her first appearance as Sarah Errett in this 2007 Free Comic Book Day swing shift book, Jump Up in Price. Yeah, it is the director's cut. Here we go, guys. This is your book. Surprised to see that one in our top 10. What did it do? Well, it sold 15 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 381%. A high sale raw copy went for $22. I wouldn't pay too much for that one personally. Now, number 5 on our list is a book from 1993. Yep, Silk and Jackpot are on the list, and now Nightwatch is beginning to sell. His first appearance came in Web of Spider-Man issue 97 as Kevin Trench from 1993. And that book is selling for about $10. But the first appearance of Kevin Trench as Nightwatch comes in Web of Spider-Man issue 99, guys. Yeah, and I do like that cover. This is the book that Nightwatch fans seem to be turning to. It sold 28 copies, had a 7-day trend of plus 274%, and a high sale CGC 9.8 went for $112.50. I think Spike Lee was initially attached to it, but that's not the case anymore. Yeah, the first full appearance of Nightwatch, Kevin Barry Trench. We've also got the first appearance of Blitz and the New Enforcers team. Number 4 on our list. And we are getting, like I said, Jackpot. There's a lot of Jackpot news at the moment. And The first appearance of Sarah Errett as Jackpot actually comes in a free comic book day book, and it's from 2007. That is your book, guys. I've actually got my eye on a copy right now. I wouldn't overpay for it because, like I said, it's a free book. There aren't too many free comic book day books that go on to garner some coin. First appearance of the Umbrella Academy springs to mind. But this book sold 26 copies, had a 7-day trend of plus 297%, and a high sale near mint raw copy went for $49.99. And it's also the appearance of first full appearance of another fan favourite villain, Mr. Negative, in that book. Now, number 3 on our list is a book that comes from 2010. It's a book that I actually drove out to like an antique store because I thought I remembered seeing this book there last Saturday. They said it was open and I got there and it was closed, only open for appointments. So I'm still longing to get through some long boxes, but it's going to be a long time here in the UK yet. The book, like I said, from 2010, Amazing Spider-Man presents Jackpot, issue number 1. Yeah, Jackpot's first solo series. There we go. Bit of a surprise to see that one so high in our top 10, but people like the book. It sold 27 copies, had a 7-day trend at plus 347%, and high sale raw near mint plus copy went for $16.99. Now, where to start with number 2 on our list? First, let's get into the numbers. It is a book from 2019. It is more Spider-Man. It sold 13 copies, had a 7-day trend of plus 1,745%, which is one of the highest ever on my top 20. And a high sale raw copy went for, believe it or not, $152.50, which is crazy. This book was selling for cover price since its release back in September of 2019. And then all the copies dried up and sellers began listing this as rare and having a low print run, and price began jumping from 53 to 60 and then to 152 at its height. Then copies started showing up mixed into Walmart value 3-packs. Of course, we don't get that over here in the UK. A lot of collectors began calling it the Walmart variant. It's not. A Walmart employee reached out and mentioned that these 3-packs are only available at super centres, which there are around about 3,571 of. But not all of them carry comics. So while the print run is not as rare as it once was thought to be, it should still be relatively small when you compare it to the first print. Now, the book in question is Symbiote Spider-Man issue 4, the Greg Land second printing. It is a nice cover, but the numbers it's doing is pretty insane. A lovely Mysterio cover there, guys. What can I tell you about it? You know, there's no real reason other than Walmart's variant and being listed as rare when it's not that rare. So, like I said, 13 copies with a high sale raw of $152.50 for that second printing. It's just going to continue to climb. I have that feeling. It ain't going to get a penny out of me though. That's for sure. So number 1 on our list now from 2008. And this is an issue of the second appearance, the second Jackpot first appearance, aka Alana Jobson, is a book. I made a hot comic book alert about it. Now, there are rumours coming out that both Jackpots are going to be appearing in that Sony Jackpot movie. And the book that collectors are liking right now is Amazing Spider-Man issue 546. Yep, this is the first full appearance of Mr. Negative, Martin Lee. But like I said, it's the first appearance of the second Jackpot, Alana Jobson. A good book. It sold 41 copies at a 7-day trend of plus 730% and a high sale A high sale CGC 9.6 went for $69.99. Though raw copies were seen to hit around about $55. I paid just £2 for mine a con in December of last year. So that's it. What did I do? Not as good as previous weeks. I started terribly, but made up for it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, not a good week for Dazzie. 8 out of 20. Please, if you like what you see, subscribe. I'm a world record 840 subscribers. Give a thumbs up. It'll mean the world to me. Bye for now. Stay safe.